Verhofstadt has celebrated the string of heavy defeats suffered by the government in the House of Lords over its post-Brexit flagship immigration legislation that will end EU freedom of movement rules in the UK. Peers have now demanded a series of changes to the Immigration and Social Security Coordination (EU) Withdrawal Bill, including to ensure continued and additional help for unaccompanied child refugees. The legislation, which paves the way for a new points-based immigration system long praised by Home Secretary Priti Patel, suffered a series of damaging defeats in the upper house on Monday evening. The huge setbacks for the government in the Lords raises the prospect of a legislative tussle with the elected House of Commons, which could take several weeks to conclude. The Liberal Democrat Lords Twitter account wrote, "Brilliant win just now on at Sturgeon's amendment to the immigration bill that would force the Gov to provide EU citizens in the UK who are granted settled or pre-settled status with physical proof of their migration status. So important." Mr. Verhofstadt celebrated the victory, and said it was impossible to understand why the UK government does still not provide physical proof of settled or pre-settled status. In reply to the tweet to the Lib Dems, he wrote, "The last time I was in London, the UK government officials agreed to provide physical proof of settled or pre-settled status. Impossible to understand why they are still resisting, but there is some hope. Citizens must not be the victims of Brexit." Conservative MP and former Brexit Secretary David Davis tweeted separately, "Great to see at UK House of Lords pass an amendment to the immigration bill putting a 28-day limit on migrant detention. As it stands, migrants can be held for months or years on end without charge. This must change. I hope the House of Commons supports this when it comes back to us." The heavy defeats for the government started with peers backing a Labour-led amendment by 304 votes to 224 to demand an independent review into the impact of ending free movement on social care. This has materialized following warnings it could trigger huge staff shortage and deepen the crisis facing the sector, which is already grappling with the coronavirus pandemic.